All right, well, I'm going to test this. I've not done this before, but I've had people suggest that maybe I explain what I'm doing here. I have a 12 by 16 canvas, and I'm going to put down a nice base of the white paint because that's going to help what we do here on a bottle pour. So if you'll just hang on a minute while I get this finished up, we'll figure out what we're going to do. Okay, the bottle I've got here is one that I made out of an artist's loft bottle. Basically, cut the bottom out, took the stem, glued it on the bottom. I've got, I think, 8 holes drilled in this, but I've got them all covered up except for 4 of them because I kind of like the way that works. And so we're going to start off here with some light magenta. Let that kind of roll through there and put a little bit of white on that. Now, I've seen people do bottle pours where they turn the bottles over and it has a really nice effect. A little more magenta here. But I kept looking at the runoff from the paint and looking at the cool designs it made on my plastic. And that's the reason I designed it, because I thought it would get some of those cool designs. And it does to some effect, but not completely. So anyway, a little more magenta, touch of gold. If I get the gold unstopped, there we go. And if you notice, with the elevation that the bottle has, it creates a nice design as it hits. Here I have some deep red that I'm going to put on top of it. And what else have we got here? A little more gold. These are the basic colors I'm going to use, and pretty much I'm just going to rotate back and forth between them with a little bit of black, because black just, to me, makes everything better. It adds that touch of depth. Now, I know it's kind of grouping up there at the bottom, but it's going to spread out. Oh, did I also mention I'm going to put aqua in it? Yeah, aqua. And if you've seen many of my videos, you know that these are some of my favorite colors, and I have a tendency to go back and redo my favorite colors because sometimes they come out great. Other times, well, we'll see. A little more magenta thrown on top of that. Let it just kind of slowly roll down through there. So I'm doing this one, is a real time, regular speed. Most of my videos you've seen before, I've got moved up to double time. I've got sound effects and things like that in the background. But like I said, I've had other people suggest that they'd like to hear my thoughts on how I do it the way I do it, which, my gosh, I can't imagine why you'd want to hear my thoughts. I just want to see the painting myself. But I hope you enjoy what we're doing here. For some reason, I grabbed the wrong bottle, put a touch of copper in there. Not a bad thing. I also obviously love copper as well, and it's handy, and sometimes I grab the wrong thing. Once again, I'm just going to kind of just rotate my way through these colors. Little of them run out at a time. I've done it where I've done bigger batches before, and sometimes that's okay, but for the most part, I think just little flashes like this tends to do it better. Now, I have no silicone in any of the paints here. They're mixed up straight with a Floetrol and water mix. About 50 to 60% Floetrol in the paints. I think all of the paints I'm using on this one are Artist Lofts. I really have good results, and I'm comfortable with the mix the way that I put it together. And when I look at that right now, I think, oh, that doesn't look so great. But as we tilt it up and those colors spread out some more, I think it has some great effects. But we're going to see what it does here. What I have at the back there is a cap from one of my paint tubes. I find that I put it under one of those tacks. It gives me good leverage to move the canvas one way or another and force the paint to flow. Um, You'll have to excuse me if I have to yell at some dogs here in a minute. Love my pups, but sometimes they're a pain. But I couldn't do without them. All right, we're going to keep rotating these colors in and out, and you see it creates the effect I'm talking about. And if you look, you'll see towards the end those colors are spreading out a little bit, and we'll just keep right on working it. Once again, no silicone or any oil of any kind in the paint mix. Now let's tip it over here. Now when I tip it to the side like this, I like to have make sure there's a little bit of paint left in the bottle as it drips out, because I think that gives it some of the neatest effects. Well, now I could just stop right here. That's an interesting looking face. I'm not sure what it is, but that's the one thing I can never do, is I never know when to stop. I got to just keep right on going. Let's see, it's already changed to something else. Now it's a hippo maybe? I don't know.
The Oklahoma State Parks Passport program has a dual purpose. So it has that twofold purpose to encourage travel to state parks, but also to encourage wellness, fitness.
I keep working on trying to get the lights right in here, but as you can see, I've got some pretty good glare still hitting in the middle of it. One of these days I'll get it all figured out and get everything positioned correctly. All right, let's put a little more paint in there, let it kind of drip out as it goes, and you see it puts those cool little designs that I like so much. Okay, I started out there for a while with putting the paint in evenly, but after it starts out, then I kind of work one side at a time. I like the effect generally that has. I think I'm going to try to go a little bit lighter on this side, just to give the painting as a whole more contrast. You'll have to excuse me if I get a lot of pops and stuff. I mean, all of my videos I shoot pretty much with my phone. I don't have any professional equipment, but it seems to do a pretty decent job. Although I'd like to be able to zoom in and do all that kind of stuff, but listen to me rambling on. Let's put some more paint in here. What do you think? More of the deep red. You notice I put the magenta and the deep red. I like the way the two colors kind of, the gradient effect that has. And then I like to put the gold in there next to the magenta, because it takes the gold and gives it that killer tint. And then some more of the aqua. Should I put some gold on the aqua, because then that also gives it a cool tint? Or maybe we'll throw some white on it. That might be better. I have no idea what I've got now. That's just kind of a strange looking creature.
I like Black Mesa because the Mesa was really cool, and we had a nice cabin, and when we got up there it was just...
Now please, if you have any comments or thoughts or ideas as you look at this, please, leave me a holler in the comments, and I'm interested to know what you think, or any ideas of how I might do it better or differently. I've done a lot of experimenting on this over the past year or so that I've been doing it. Had a little accident at work, which has left me lots of time off my feet with not much else to do. So I've tried a lot of different things. What I put on here are some of my favorite things, and sometimes just flat out strange experiments to see what they come out like. All right, let's get it a little more tilting. Keep that white paint dripping out as we do this. Now it's going to pick up some of those other colors that are still in the cup. I'm trying to decide, do I take it all the way to the edge, or do I just leave it as kind of a negative space? I keep saying I'm going to do negative space, and I always end up taking it to the edge. But I like to take it to the edge and have it catch, then tilt it back, because then it really pulls those colors apart and gives it a really unique effect, in my opinion.
All made from scratch. Location there when Discover Oklahoma continues. Great travel tips anytime. Like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
I have no idea what we have now, but it's definitely looking interesting. Of course, I see lots of things in my paintings that other people don't. Right now, I see a werewolf, maybe, but that will change. It always does. Oh, look at those fangs there at the bottom. A little more black paint. Got it a little lighter on this side, maybe just something to darken it up a hair. And of course, I love the contrast of black against white. Unless I put too much of one or the other in there, then it kind of messes it up. Wow, I don't know what this is now, but let's just keep right on going and see what happens. Okay, there's the cap off the tube, the paint tube that I like to use. And that'll just slowly keep that paint edging back the other way while I look at it and try to figure out what the heck is this, or what can I make out of this. Don't know what it is, but I like it. Okay. Yeah, what we have here is a failure to lubricate. Need to put a little bit of paint to help that edge out towards the edge of the painting.
And I like a little chocolate in it. You know what we can do with that. So we'll help you out to order what you want.
What started as a hobby for Chris Travis turned into a passion.
I've always been a coffee drinker. As soon as I can remember. But I never knew the process.
This feels a little unusual to me because normally when I'm painting I like to have the music kind of cranked up and seems to help me be my muse a little bit, but this is an interesting way for me to do it. Like I said, I haven't really done it where I explain or try to explain what I'm doing. I've never been much at conveying thoughts. Alright, hang on. Okay, yeah, I run out of patience, so let's tip this thing a little harder and get it moving. There we go, get it right to that edge, then tip it back. Yeah, I kind of like that. Come on, a little farther down. There we go. I guess I should put it down there where y'all can see what I'm doing, huh? Okay. Let's get it down to that corner, get it to where just where it catches the edge, because like I said, it really pulls those colors back apart after you catch that edge. Let's try this other side. And there we are. Okay, the heck with negative space. Let's take it all the way to the side. Why not? I have got that one corner, but nah, it wouldn't match now, so I need to take it over. Now you notice I tip it. You want all the paint that's flowing to kind of come back to the center before you do this. That way it helps it flow better and kind of keeps your designs, in my opinion, as you tip it back and forth. There we go, almost there, and yeah. Let's run it back, stretching out those colors. And well, that's interesting. Let's stretch it back out this way, see if I get something that I like. Let it catch the edge of that gold, bring it back. Okay, now I've got this other corner. I think I'm going to leave it alone, but who knows what I'm going to do. I can never know. I never know when to leave it alone. Do you? All right, what do we have here? I got no idea. I always try to remember to touch up those sides. It seems to make a lot of difference in the way the painting looks. And man, bare canvas just doesn't quite do it. And it doesn't take much to scrape a little up from the drippings and throw it back on there. All right, what should we do now? Let's do something to that corner. What do you think? Let me just, yeah, kind of stretch it out. Doesn't make much difference, but it is what it is. Okay. Of course, I've got it tipped at a little higher angle. Okay, that glares too much. Let me turn off this center light, see what we can do here. Ah, better. Hopefully that's enough light for a decent picture. We'll keep playing with it now. All right, what next? What do you think? When in doubt, bring out the fire. Fire good. Yeah, that's going to lighten it right up and bring out some of those colors that are underneath it. Okay. Not sure how I feel about it. Not really seeing anything that's grabbing me. Would you stop here? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so I've set this for a minute, and looking at it from every angle doesn't really do much for me. So I think it's time to do what I have a tendency to overdo, and let's just do a slapstick on it. What do you think? Let's see. Got some white, some metallic cobalt blue, which is my favorite color on the slapstick because of the way it just really pops against the other stuff. So. And on top of that, let's go with a little silver because I don't have any of that in there. And maybe a touch of black. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. Let me grab the right stick. I've got about 3 different sizes. Here we go. Boom. That's not bad. Let's torch it a little bit. Bring those underneath colors up. it's okay. It needs a little something still. Maybe a different color. Maybe some yellow and copper. Another one of my favorite combinations. Put a little yellow and copper on it. And let's give it a little pop. And not near as much paint. And not popped as hard. Well, helps if I hit it. Let's try again. Boom, there we go. Now that paint's going to slowly edge back. Kind of okay. Well, maybe I need to tilt it back and forth a little bit. Playing with fire is always a good option. Yeah, let's go back this way. Now come back the other way. That'll come back and fill in that indentation there. All right, well, I'm just going to keep tilting this back and forth. I hope you like this one. Please let me know if you get the opportunity. Please give a subscription to my channel. I try to do at least one video a day. Sometimes I do way more than that. But let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, if there's things you'd like to see, just drop a comment in the bottom here. And I've got many more videos on there if you'd like to see some more paintings. And let me know whether you like this done in the real time or if you like the ones where I've got them highly edited. I show every step, but it's in high speed. And generally this painting, if I had edited it, I could add it down to about 3 minutes. But you'd still see everything I do. But just let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for joining me, and catch you next time.